I've got this beautiful 2002 C5 06 in the shop today, and I'll be performing several maintenance items, many of which are pretty straightforward and I've shown you before in this video right up here. However, there are two maintenance tasks that I want to bring to your attention because they can and sometimes do cause guys problems for two very different reasons. The first one is because the wrong type of fluid is used, not the right brand of fluid, but the wrong type of fluid. And the second one, I believe, in my opinion, is because guys use and reach for the cheapest part available. Let's dig into it.
Toys for life.
Task number one is to change the Z06's manual transmission fluid. And so first, I'd like to see what GM has to say about the recommended change interval. And if we look at the owner's manual, it says that the manual transmission fluid doesn't need to be changed. So I guess we're done. I find this kind of amusing. For C8 Corvettes, GM is saying that the transmission fluid has a shelf life of 3 years from the date of manufacture, but if we look at the owner's manual for the 2002 C5 Corvette, it clearly says the manual transmission fluid doesn't need to be changed. So like I said, I guess we're done, and if you believe that, then you should at least check the manual transmission fluid level, which you do by removing the fill plug on the driver's side of the transmission, and in the case of this Z06, it's actually the temperature sending unit that you need to remove. And then we insert this high-tech measuring tool, which I made out of a common nail, and check the fluid level of the transmission. Now keep this in mind, and it is not in the owner's manual. If you check the transmission fluid in a cold garage, and let's say the fluid is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, it is going to contract a little bit and be a little bit below the bottom of the fill plug hole. If you check the fluid at 75 or 80 degrees, basically room temperature, it should be right at the bottom of the hole. And if you just came back from a long drive and the manual transmission is 115 degrees, it's probably going to just ooze out quite freely when you remove that plug, so keep all of those situations in mind. If, like me, you think this 2002 Z06's 24-year-old transmission fluid may at some time, possibly during the history of this car, gotten contaminated by moisture by driving through a deep puddle perhaps, or if you think that after 24 years, it's possible that Dextron-3 fluid could possibly deteriorate somewhat, or if you think there might be fine metal particles floating around in the fluid that could cause premature wear, then maybe, just maybe, it's worth spending about $35 on fluid and changing it. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Step one, go ahead and remove the fill plug, or like I said in the case of the Z06, disconnect the wire from the temperature sensor on the driver's side of the transmission and unscrew the sensor. Step two, go ahead and remove the drain plug on the passenger side of the transmission and drain the fluid. Step three, reinsert the drain plug, and I tighten them to about 20 pound-feet, which is not a lot. I do not put anything on the threads, and I've never had one leak. Now here's where I think a lot of guys are likely making a mistake. On the side of the transmission, it clearly says to use Dextron-3 automatic transmission fluid, even though this is a manual transmission. And if we look in the owner's manual for 2002 Z06, it also says to use Dextron-3 automatic transmission fluid in the manual transmission. Dextron 6 is the newest spec GM automatic transmission fluid, but this car doesn't have an automatic transmission. It has a manual transmission. So do not use Dextron 6 in your C5's manual transmission. Not convinced? Well, Dextron 6 was introduced in 2005 for the model year 2006. Let's take a look at the 2007 C6 Corvette owner's manual, and that has the same basic T56 6-speed manual transmission as our C5 does. If the correct fluid to use in the manual transmission T56 in 2007 is Dextron 6, surely it will say so. And the 2007 owner's manual does specify Dextron 6 for C6 Corvettes with automatic transmissions, but for the manual transmission, it says to use manual transmission fluid. Leave it to GM to come up with their own branded manual transmission fluid to sell you for your C5 with, of course, a little extra GM premium. But no thanks, I'll stick with Valvoline Dexmerc ATF. It's Dextron 3 rated, so it's compatible with your C5, it's inexpensive, and it's available just about anywhere. But don't just take my word for it. RPM Transmissions and Texas Drivetrain are two of the largest and most respected drivetrain suppliers to the C5 and C6 community, and here's what they have to say. RPM Transmissions Installation Guide for Manual Transmissions says very clearly to use Dextron 3 Fluid or Royal Purple Synchromax for high performance applications. Texas Drivetrain says to use Dexmerc ATF, which of course is Dextron 3 compatible or its equivalent. So let me know in the comments below if suddenly you're a little bit nervous because you may have used Dextron 6 when you changed your C5's manual transmission fluid a little while back. And this fluid doesn't look horrible. It looks pretty decent. When I pour it out and drain it, I'll make sure there's no chunks of metal or anything unusual in the bottom of this pan, but I don't have any major concerns about this fluid, so let's refill it. I use a larger pump here, which holds about 3 liters, and pump that up, and it should take right around 4 quarts. And it's just inside that hole, and when it starts to ooze out, I go ahead and replace the plug and snug it down to about 20 pound-feet. The second maintenance item that has the potential to cause you problems with your C5 is when you change your fuel filter. And you might be thinking to yourself, Toys for Life, it's just a simple fuel filter. What could possibly go wrong? And that thought process is correct for 1997 and 98 C5 Corvettes, but for 1999 to late 2003, the fuel filter also contains the fuel pressure regulator inside of the filter, and that makes it much more of a complex device, and it's now responsible for setting the fuel pressure that the engine is running at, which is critical for proper engine operation. And that's exactly what happened to this Corvette. Last summer, the owner called me and said that he had recently bought his C5. It ran great for a little while, but now it was running a little bit rough and it was cutting out at wide open throttle. So he came over and I connected HP Tuner's scanner and we went for a drive, and I immediately noticed that his long-term and short-term fuel trims were removing a large amount of fuel, somewhere around 25% of the fuel from what was being commanded by the car's tune. His oxygen sensors were fluctuating as they should, but they were skewed a little bit higher in the millivolt range, and at full throttle, his oxygen sensors were pegged up around 960 millivolts, which confirms he was not running lean. But then I noticed in the rear view mirror a whole bunch of black smoke when I was at wide open throttle. I asked him again about the history of the symptoms, and he said the car was running great when he bought it, but then it started running rough, especially at wide open throttle. I asked him if he did any work to the car, and he said no, but then he said, but I did change the fuel filter. So with that, I immediately drove back to the shop and tested his fuel pressure at idle with a fuel pressure tester gauge, and it's supposed to be about 58 psi, and his was 90 psi. He went ahead and installed a new AC Delco fuel filter, and his problem went away. I asked him what brand the defective filter was, and he told me, but I'm not going to say it in this video because I'm not personally 100% sure what the brand was, so I don't want to rip on that brand. But he did say that it was not an AC Delco fuel filter, and I'll also say that I exclusively have used AC Delco fuel filters on C5 Corvettes, and I have never had a problem. Fuel enters the filter through this top tube, and inside the assembly it is filtered and regulated, and then much of the fuel returns back to the tank through this bottom line. And of course, fuel also goes to the injectors through this end. Let's cut this used one open so we can see how it works. There is some leftover gas inside, so I need to be sure I don't make any sparks. Using an exhaust tube cutter, let's see if we can open it up carefully without making a complete mess of it so we can inspect the internals. Here's the regulator part, I suspect. Here's the filter part. It makes perfect sense. That's going to do it for this one, guys. If you learned anything, go ahead and tap that thumbs up below. If you come here often, you might as well subscribe so you get notifications for the next video. And most of all, thanks for watching.